Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach who has lost and maintained a 140-pound weight loss. And today we are talking about 6 of the worst foods you can eat after the age of 45 and why. I will be 50 this year, so I am excited to learn about these foods. This will be part 1. I will have part 2 of this video coming your way later this week. So definitely subscribe and turn your bell on. I'm going to share with you 6 more of the worst foods to eat after the age of 45. So if you're excited, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Down in the description box, you will find nutrition coaching. Highly recommend personalized macros and calories. That is what I followed to lose and maintain my 140-pound weight loss, as well as one-on-one coaching for questions, accountability, or to talk with me directly. Links, discounts to my favorite things are also down below for you. So let's talk about 6 of the worst foods. Part 1, after the age of 45. Now, the foods that we ate in our 20s and even our 30s cannot be the same foods that we eat in our 40s. Our body changes as we age. Our metabolism naturally slows down. We lose lean muscle every single year after the age of 30. So we're just not able to eat the same way, the same amount, the same foods as we did when we were younger. One of the not so great perks of aging. There are some foods that just affect our body in a negative way over the age of 45. And food number 1 is sugary drinks. I remember as a kid, in high school, even in college, I could drink all the regular soda, all the fun Starbucks drinks, and never notice weight gain. As I've gotten older, I've really had to limit those sugary beverages. This is going to include things like sodas, energy drinks, fancy coffee drinks, etc. Anything that has a lot of added sugar. Our body just does not processed sugary drinks the same. And it's empty calories. And as we age, we actually get less calories as well. So we want to make sure that we're getting the biggest bang for the buck of our calories. And that's including eating whole real food rather than focusing on sugary beverages. I love a good sugary Starbucks drink, but I limit myself to once or twice a week, sometimes even less than that. I really try to focus on getting the majority of my calorie intake every day from food. And that is what's definitely recommended as we get older. Sugary drinks are going to spike your blood sugar, promote belly fat, and increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. Opt for water, herbal teas, or sparkling water with lemon. Again, you don't have to eliminate them. Just have them in moderation. Number 2, and this one's a bit of a bummer for me, and that's going to be processed meats. I rely a lot on lunch meat for a quick, easy snack, a quick, easy punch of protein. Also things like bacon, Canadian bacon. We've got to limit those a little bit more as we age, unfortunately. Processed meats are high in saturated fat, sodium, and nitrites, which have cancer risk and heart disease. Better instead load up your plate with lean proteins like grilled chicken, turkey, or fish. So similar to those sugary drinks, we just want to have these processed meats in moderation. So instead of having a sandwich every day for lunch, maybe do that once a week and try to incorporate some lean meat instead. Or maybe make yourself a tuna fish sandwich or something instead of a processed meat. Same goes with bacon. Maybe you treat yourself to bacon for breakfast on the weekend. It's not about eliminating things, it's about being mindful of how much we're consuming and how that affects our body. Number 3, refined carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates are not bad, they are essential, but there is a difference between an unrefined and a refined carbohydrate. Unrefined is going to be things that contain fiber, like a sprouted bread, whole oats. Those are the types of carbohydrates we want to focus on. The refined ones are the ones that we need to limit. This is going to include things like white bread and white pasta, as well as a lot of pastries and pre-packaged baked goods. Refined carbohydrates are rapidly digested, causing blood sugar to spike and crash, which contributes to weight gain. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, and whole wheat bread are a better option. Now, there is a time and place for refined carbohydrates, and that is before a workout. So before I do a workout, I always eat a fast-acting carb. Maybe it's a Rice Krispie treat. I've got these little thin biscotti bites, mango, coconut ones from Costco. Maybe I eat a little cookie. I eat something before I go to the gym because, like I said, that's going to increase my blood sugar, but it's also going to give my body instant energy. Carbohydrates give our body energy, and refined carbs will do that instantly. So there is a time and place for those refined carbs, but I would say that 90% of the carbs that you eat every day should fall in that unrefined category. Number 4, and this is also sad, and that's deep fried foods. They're delicious. There's no doubt about it. But again, these should be eaten in moderation. Our body doesn't process fat as optimally as once we get over the age of 30. French fries, chicken wings, and onion rings should be very limited once we turn 45. Why? Because they're loaded with trans fats and calories that promotes inflammation and heart disease. Instead, try baking, roasting, or air frying your favorite fried food. I'm telling you, putting it in the air fryer, you're not going to even notice a difference, and you're saving all of that added unhealthy fat. You can still have crispiness over the age of 45. You just have to choose the right crispiness. Number five is alcohol. Now, I say if you're on a weight loss journey, and you know, I'd never tell you to eliminate or restrict anything. However, I really think if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to live a healthy lifestyle, if you're trying to live your best life, I think eliminating alcohol is a smart choice. And again, as we age, our body does not process carbohydrates as effectively, and alcohol is a carbohydrate, and it is 100% an empty calorie carbohydrate. You should consider putting down the bottle if you're over the age of 45. Alcohol, especially excessive intake of alcohol, like beverages, is definitely a no-no. Why? Because drinking alcohol slows your metabolism, disrupts your sleep, strains your liver, and contributes to belly fat. Now, if you can't eliminate alcohol altogether, or it's summer, maybe you want to have a drink at a cookout, or maybe you want to go out with your friends on the weekend, limit the amount that you're consuming. It is not healthy to have more than 1 drink per day as a woman and 2 drinks per day as a man. And I would say that even during a weight loss stage, 1 drink per day is too much. I would try to limit it to 1 to 2 drinks per week. Again, if you can eliminate alcohol altogether, I would recommend. If not, just be mindful of how much you're consuming. And last but not least, number 6, I will be back with 6 more, is highly processed snacks. Processed foods in general are typically they're very calorically dense, and they don't have any substantial nutrient value. Eating snacks like chips, crackers, and pretzels may seem harmless. However, highly processed snacks are hazardous to your health when you're over the age of 45. Why? They are high in salt and unhealthy fats. This leads to water retention and high blood pressure. There is also the fact that they are not very filling. Try choosing snacks like nuts, seeds, and popcorn. If you're looking for a crunch, avoid the chips and choose the popcorn. That's air pop popcorn, not movie theater popcorn. Make it at home or buy plain popcorn. My favorite prepackaged is the Lesser Evil brand. Nice, clean ingredients. They're Himalayan Gold. They're yellow baked. It tastes like movie theater popcorn in a healthy way. Popcorn is great because you get a lot of it for very little calories, and it contains fiber. So if you need that crunchy snack, I would reach for things like nuts, seeds, and popcorn, and try to limit the amount of chips, crackers, and cookies that you're eating. So those are 6 foods that should be very, very limited and or avoided over the age of 45. Let me know down below, which one of these do you enjoy the most, and which one of these are you going to make an effort to limit? Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn your bell on, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.